Today I'm going to teach you how to play What a Wonderful World. This is one of those beautiful desert island songs that I think everybody loves this song, and it just kind of makes you feel happy and sad at the same time. In this piano tutorial, I am going to show you a very, very simple way that you can play this kind of rolling sound that you hear in a piece like this, and it's really not difficult at all, and it sounds great, and there's lots of things that you can add to it if you want to. So if that appeals to you, stick around. I'm Brenda Earl-Stokes. I'm the owner and creator of Piano and Voice with Brenda. I make creative and practical resources for folks like you to become a more versatile musician. So before we dive into the tutorial, I want you to check out, I have a free printable of the lyrics and chords so that you can follow along with the tutorial, make notes as you need to. All you have to do is go to pianoandvoicewithbrenda.com/what a wonderful world, and notice there's a little dash between each of those words. All you have to do is just go in there, enter your information, and it'll be emailed directly to you. But without further ado, let's dive into the song. So we are going to do this in Louis Armstrong's key. He does it in the key of F, and just for our purposes now, it's always a good idea to get ourselves situated in the key. So remember that the key of F has a B flat in the key signature. And so that's all you need to do is just, take a moment and be like, okay, yes, I get it. Now, the chords for this song are not super difficult, but I am going to show you an accompaniment strategy that works really well. So the first thing that we're going to do is just go through and strum through the chords. So at the very beginning of the song, we start with F, and then we're going to play, G minor over F. So I'm just playing the G minor triad, and then back to F, and then G minor over F. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And do you see how my keyboard changes color there? That means that's when I'm putting my foot on the pedal, just so you kind of see what's going on. So the song starts out with F, A minor, then it goes B flat to A minor, G, and F. And so what we're doing is we're basically just walking up the F major scale, just like that. So it goes, I see trees of green, red roses too, I see them bloom. And then we're going to go to an A7 chord. I'm just playing it in root position. Obviously, this should be a C sharp. For me and you, D minor. Then we're going to go to a D flat triad, D flat, F, A flat. And then we're going to go from G minor 7, G, B flat, D, F to C7, just like that. And then we're going to go to F. Then we're going to do this F augmented thing. Again, probably a C sharp here. And then you're going to go B flat and then C. And that's the A section. So that's going to be both times. I see trees of green, red roses too, I see them bloom. Here's the A7. For me and you, and I think to myself, G minor 7, what a wonderful world. And then B flat to C. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright, dark, sacred day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. There's your F chord there. And then it's going to go B flat, and then F. Okay. And so that's the A section. That's all you're going to do. And then let's take a moment and go through the B section. And it's a lot of the same chords. It goes the colors of the rainbow. So it's going G minor 7 to C7 to F, 2, 3. We're going to do that again. G minor 7, so G, B flat, D, F to C7, to F, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to go, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. Then you're going to go D minor to A minor. I'm just playing triads here. D minor to A minor. Then you're going to go D minor to F sharp diminished. And a diminished 7, this should say F sharp, but it says G flat, tomato, tomato, is all minor thirds. That's how we play a diminished 7th chord. So we're going to start here, up 3 half steps, up 3 half steps, up 3 half steps. That's how you're going to create that chord. So it goes, I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. There's C, right? I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I've ever known. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Now this is going to be an A minor 7 flat 5, A, C, E flat, G, and then D7. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful, and this is a C7, there's the flat 9. So this is the 7th, the 9, the 3rd, the 5th. What a wonderful world. Then it's going to go back to the B flat and back. Okay, so I'm going to have the lyrics and the chords kind of piped over here where you can see how we're following along. And we're going to now start to integrate some of the accompaniment strategy to this. So it's funny because the last couple of videos that I've done have all been in this same groove. I don't know. It's funny. So you can think about What a Wonderful World as being in 4/4 time with triplets, or you could think about it as being in 12/8 time. That's a choice that you can make. It doesn't, really make any difference to, anything other than how the song is notated. So you could think about it this way of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or you could think of it in 4/4 time, as I've shown you here. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And makes no difference which one you think of it in. So what we're going to do right now is start to kind of have this feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so the way that this is going to work is here's the intro of the song, and I'm pulsing them. So this is very similar to what we did with Blueberry Hill. It's also very similar to what we did with Tennessee Whiskey. It's the exact same feeling. So what you can do for now is just pulse this in the right hand while the left hand just plays the root of the chords, so that you can kind of get this feeling, this kind of rolly feeling in your hands, just like that. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom, A7, for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Do you see how I put that together? So you can get a feel of that kind of rolling feeling. So we are going to now go into the actual accompaniment strategy. And I'm going to play a little bit of it for you just so you get a feel for it, but I promise I'm going to break it down very clearly. So I'm going to go, I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, doesn't that sound pretty? What I like about this and why I think it works so well is because you have that subdivision of the 12/8 or the 4/4 time, but you're not going chunk, 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 chunk. So it doesn't feel like Blueberry Hill. It has kind of more of a rolling sound, almost like someone were kind of breaking it down on guitar. So how are we doing this? What I'm doing in my left hand, we'll start with this, is I'm playing the root of the chord, the fifth, and then the root again. So I'm really not, like, I'm just basically playing the root in octaves, and I've got the fifth of the chord in the middle. And so if we were to practice this for the A section, it would be like this. That would be F. A minor would be A, E, A. This is going to sound very weird and like very medieval. Like that. In guitar, they call these power chords, but that's not how we're thinking of them right now. Now, if you get to a chord like the A7 chord, and you know, you've got root, fifth root, you could put the seventh up here if you wanted to, if that's something that you can easily grab. So I've got the A7. So instead of root, 5 root, I'm going root, 5, 7, and then I'm going to D minor, root, 5 root, and then root, 5 root again. Then I've got this G minor 7 chord. So if I want, I can go root, 5, 7, right? So that's our only exception. C7, root, 5, 7. What a wonderful world. Then we've got this F augmented. So I can change it to this. It should say C sharp, but you get the point. And then I'm going to do the same thing here with the left hand. So take some time and decode that. You may need to pause this for a hot second so that you can kind of pull your bananas together on that one. Totally fine. But then once you've done that and you've kind of worked it through, you can sing on top. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom. There's root 5, 7 for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. There you go. And so this is going to be one. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 You can practice this a bunch of times. And then when you're ready, you can add your vocals on top. The bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. 1, 2, 3. So you see already that's starting to sound like something. And I love this for any of the songs that kind of work. You can do wise men say, you know, you can do any of those, you know, kind of songs that have a syllable, similar kind of like a lullaby quality. So now you might say, well, what the heck is my right hand going to play? Here's what it's going to play. You are going to play the first inversion of each of the chords in the song. And first inversion, very simply, you can think of inversions as you take a block from the bottom and you put it on top. And I have a whole video, I'll put it up here, that you can go if you want to brush up on this so this doesn't cause you like nausea and vomiting. But what you're going to do is play the first inversion of each of the chords in your right hand. So there's the first inversion of A minor, B flat, A minor, G minor, and F. And then it doesn't matter the A7, we're playing the third, the fifth, the root, right? And then we're going to do the same thing for the D flat chord. And this is definitely worth maneuvering around. What a wonderful world. B flat and C. So the next step that you're going to do is put the two hands together. So there's the root, the fifth, the root, right? That's what your left hand is playing. Your right hand is playing 3-5-1. So this is the first inversion. Try it. Left hand, root 5-1. And then right hand, first inversion, 3-5-1. So you're going to go, I see trees of green. I mean, already. Listen to how beautiful it sounds. And then for the A7, remember, because we're playing the 7th, root 5-7, 3-5-1. Like already it just sounds so beautiful and inviting. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, wait till you see what we're going to do next. It sounds so crazy. What a wonderful world. So now all you have to do, I'm excited to show you this, is play one finger after another. That's all you have to do. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 so I'm just playing one note out after another, and you'll notice, you see how the notes changed color? That means that I'm using the pedal there, and so it's going to give it that feeling of it being nice and glowy. And I lift the pedal and change the pedal as soon as I play the next chord. See how I do that? Now this might take you a minute, and that's totally okay. No pain, no gain in this one. So let me show you how this goes. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. So this is what you're going to play for the whole stinking song. That's it. That's all you're going to play. Get to the B section. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. That's it. That's the whole song. That's all you're going to play. And what's nice about this is it really sounds so satisfying that you don't really have to do anything else unless you want to. And I'm going to give you a couple of ideas before I do the playthrough. But really, if this is how you kind of roll along with it, as a singer-pianist, you can always be focusing more on your singing. So if you really want it to be more of a singing performance, then you don't have to do anything too fancy with the piano. You can just have this thing going on and, you know, just sort of put the extra emotion or the extra energy into your vocals. If you want to add something different to this, or if you want to sort of fill it out a little bit more, what you can do is you could kind of just play the chord. So you could go, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm playing the chord and then I'm breaking it up like that. And so if you want to do that, I can play the chord, then I can break it up. And then it's the same shape I was playing before. So this is going to sound a little fuller, playing the chord, 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 chord. And you don't have to do that every time. You could do it some of the time. So here I'm not doing it. Now I am. Right? Or if you want, you could start to experiment if you want to go in the opposite direction in the right hand. because it's the same shape. It doesn't matter which way you go around. You see how I can go down instead? So I'm all about economy here. If you want to chunk the chord first and then break it up, that's a great option that you could use. You could practice the whole song that way, right? And then you could say, I'm not going to do that all the time. That's overkill, but I'm going to throw that in a few spots. You could also say, I'm going to practice the whole thing with the right hand going in the opposite direction. And then you could say to yourself, I want to kind of flip this one up around a little bit as I can. So in this playthrough that I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you a couple of those thrown in so that you can see that you've got lots and lots of options here. All right, here's the playthrough. Oh yeah, I forgot the intro. The intro of this song goes 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're gonna go. And so what the left hand is playing is the F major triad, right? F major chord, and then I'm playing this sort of G minor shape. And you don't have to be able to hold your hand up like that, but I'm playing F, and then I'm playing the G, the B flat, the D like that. And then my right hand is playing the 6th here. That's the melody that you hear at the beginning from the beautiful strings. So let's play 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the warm sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow are pretty in the sky, also on the faces of people going by. I see friends taking hands, saying how do you do. They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. Isn't that so beautiful? And what did I do at the end? I took this shape, I stuck the pedal down, I plopped it up the octave, up again, and you could do it until you fall off the end of the piano. Isn't that so beautiful? So what I want this kind of simple arrangement to show you is that, most of the time people aren't sticking a ton of whistles and bells in. We don't want to put like too much lipstick on the pig here. Just keeping it simple, just finding an accompaniment strategy that works and working your way through the piece so that you can get all of the sections together is fantastic, is the best way to work on this. And then as you feel like it, you can say, how else can I use these details? How else can I add, I have this chord strategy. What else can I do? If you were going up, you can go down. Instead of playing one note at a time, you can play them all. You could play it up the octave. It's like you're sort of thinking about economically, how could I use this kind of ingredient in different ways, kind of in the recipe of the song. So that's something that you can do for this song and many, many others like it. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If it was, make sure you leave me a huge thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Let me know, what do you think about this tutorial? What was your takeaway? Make some song requests. I'm always kind of making new tutorials, so I'm always curious what the people want to hear. If you want to work with me or get to know my work better, you should check out my website, pianoandvoicewithbrenda.com. There you can find tons of resources, loads of great stuff there, and you can learn how you can take lessons with me. I do teach privately via Zoom and Google Meet. I have a great setup. I teach students all over the world, literally all 4 corners of the globe. And I also have a really unique online membership called the Versatile Musician. Think of it sort of as this tutorial on steroids. I have dozens of courses that take you step by step through things like chording, all of these kinds of details that will really, really help you to become a more versatile musician. We also do live members Zoom calls, and I answer people's questions all the time. I get emails from people, or they send me little videos. It's a very cool membership. A couple of hundred really, really cool people in there who are like you, want to learn how to play piano better and build their musicianship skills. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy practicing.